So I did wait a couple weeks. It felt like a couple weeks. I don't know. Before addressing something that was said to me. Honestly, it was. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but this was honestly one of the most hurtful statements that anyone has ever said to me. Due to a multitude of reasons, including the majority of it not being true. The statement being spoken to in my presence when I was not involved in the conversation at all. I sort of, going by my one rule, I sort of wish it was spoken behind my back and I just never knew about it. Because, as we established, ignorance is bliss. So, Jimmy Butler of formerly the Chicago Bulls, formerly the Minnesota Timberwolves, and currently a member of the Miami Heat. I think those are all the teams he played for. Not sure about his rookie year or anything, but so one time when Jimmy Butler was on the Chicago Bulls, way back when, this is all gonna make sense. Trust me. Jimmy Butler did something that only one other player of the Chicago Bulls history, I believe, ever did. Maybe even NBA history, I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember the specific accomplishment, but it was something like to score 0 in the first half and then drop like 40 or something in the second half. And a reporter, a member of the press, said to him, did you know that Michael Jordan was the only other player to do that? Jimmy Butler smiled and said, don't compare me to Michael. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that little tidbit. This statement is probably gonna be something I think about for a long time. It's just it was so unprovoked. Like I said, I wasn't a part of the conversation, and this is a shortened version of the statement. The whole statement was actually I know a veteran whose disability prevents him from working. That veteran is Tony. So at the end of the first statement, when I heard with a disability that prevents him from working, I was like, oh, okay, that's not me then, because I've worked, and even though the clinic is temporarily shut down, I do have a job. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that part later. Let's look at the sentence from the beginning to end. So the bold part is a separate aspect of that sentence. The italicized part is a separate aspect of that sentence. The underlined part is the statement as a whole. Because the whole statement is underlined. So let's start with the bold part and italicized part first. Tony is a veteran. I don't consider myself a veteran. I have never called myself a veteran, and I don't plan to. Some people would consider a veteran to be someone who qualifies for VA benefits, the Veterans Association, which include home loans, medical insurance, stuff like that, etc. In some cases, the military's form of disability insurance. I don't collect VA disability insurance. I collect regular disability, SSDI, whatever. But the point being is that I'm not a veteran. And it's insulting to me as a former member of the military for anyone to refer to me as a veteran. That term is not meant to be thrown around in arguably casual conversation, unless unless you were a member of the military yourself, or you were very close to someone who was, hopefully they're still alive, of course. I just don't understand how for granted people take the status of being a veteran, because during my time, living in different cities and whatnot, it did, obviously, during times I didn't have a job, or I was just there was a lapse in my insurance or something like that. Of course, I considered applying for VA benefits, and I was denied because I do not have 180 days of continuous active duty military service. Now, if I was deployed and I got lucky, and my deployment was only supposed to last 90 days, having completed that 90 days, which is, the term designated for me, then I could apply for VA benefits and rightfully consider myself a veteran. Now, because I was never deployed, training time does not count as active duty. You can do all the training in the world, and at least in the US military, and that will not qualify you for VA benefits because you never actually served in combat. So there's combat veterans, there's war veterans, there's retired veterans, and there's disabled veterans. I do not fall under any of those categories. Now the second part that we'll get to. So personally, I established that the first part is false. It is a false truth. Tony is not a veteran. And I think the person who was in the military would have a right to say whether they think, in this case, whether I think I'm a veteran or not. And I don't think I'm a veteran. And I don't want to be classified under that category because I do not deserve it. There's other former soldiers out there who did get deployed, who either died or knew somebody that died, and they are more deserving of that title than me. It's not a respecting. It's for me it's factual. I don't care what the legal definition says. I don't care what some guy in a bar says. I am not a veteran. I don't know how many times I have to say that, but hopefully it'll get through. The second part of this statement, Tony is a veteran with a disability. So again, that implies, if I just ended that sentence right there, it sort of implies that my disability was caused as a result of my status being a veteran. So that implies that I was in combat and I got a disability, whether that be physical or emotional or mental. Whether that be PTSD, a loss of a limb, whatever the gambit may run. But that, in my opinion, that statement is also false within itself. The latter part of the sentence, whether it be with a disability that prevents them from working or disability that prevents them from working. So the person that said this hurtful statement to me, they actually visited 2 out of 3 of my part-time jobs I had at one point. At one point I had 3 part-time jobs, and 2 of which this person actually visited and saw me working there in uniform. Okay, let me just clarify this. These were not glamorous jobs. The 3 jobs I was working part-time at the same time, just for like a month or 2, was that's just the way the schedule fell. It was McDonald's, Kmart, and the clinic. My responsibilities at the clinic at that time were not in my opinion, sufficient enough to have that be my only job. And I had the time and I had the physical fortitude to take on those 3 part-time jobs, and that's the way the schedule fell, like I said. So I was basically transitioning from job to job, and this person visited me at the job, so I don't understand why they would say I have a disability that prevents me from working. I just I didn't realize that was a charity case. It's just, now I don't want to say that's a lie, but it's definitely not true. So is a false statement technically a lie? I don't know. But either way, it doesn't really change anything, because I thought it was common knowledge that if I chose to work, I could work. And if I chose not to, I did not have to. I did not need to. It was my choice. But looking at the statement as a whole, Tony is a veteran with a disability that prevents him from working. I've heard this statement run in my head over and over, and every single time, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. It aggravates me. It really, really bothers me, and I don't think the person that made the statement realizes how important the statement is. I mean, this is my life, not yours. So I don't see why I'm being talked about. I just wish I wasn't there. Like, I keep thinking that. I wish I wasn't there. I should have just left, but I don't know why I didn't. I should have just left, because like, I didn't want to hear that. And now I have to think about it over and over and over, because it can't be undone. Like, the statement was made, and now, for lack of a better term, it has infected my mind. And I may never be able to get rid of it. And that really hurts. It's just become a bad memory that I can't get rid of. And if Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was available, then I would have erased a lot of things in my life if Eternal Sunshine was available. But I guess anybody would, right? But yeah, just the statement as a whole, I think if you break it down, I think it's false. So the fourth thing in the statement is just the word disability. Do I have a disability? I mean, yes, I do. That is the only thing that is right about this, about the 4 parts to the statement. So 3 out of 4 of the parts of the statement are false. I mean, I don't know how to break it down. Other than that, I don't know how to break it down. I mean, I don't understand why a friend will lie about and say this about me, because it was completely unprovoked. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. I wasn't even a part of the conversation. I was minding my own business. I was keeping myself. I might have been surfing the web at the time. I'm not really sure. Or maybe paying attention to something else. I don't know. But my gut says that as soon as the military was mentioned, I should have left the conversation. I should have left leave the topic to be at hand and just go about my way. Or maybe I'm just trying to figure out how this was my fault. Like, did I do something that provoked someone to make this statement about me? Because if I look at the statement right now, it looks like a statement someone would make who wanted to hurt me. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know, but I don't know how to respond to that. I can't help but feel the way I feel. And the infection of my mind part is honestly the thing that's bothering me the most. Is that now I have to think about this, and to an extent, we as human beings can control our thoughts, but to an extent, we cannot either. You know how like you don't want to think about something, but actively trying not to think about it makes you think about it. I mean, will it go away in time? I hope so, but as of right now, I don't know. It's like I made a joke to one of my friends when a different social situation happened. I said, "This is what I get for socializing," and I don't know. Maybe this is my own fault. Maybe I brought this upon myself. I don't know. Like, did I insult someone? Did I provoke this statement to be made? And if I didn't, then why was it said in the first place? And this person called me after the conversation, and if I remember the conversation correctly, I asked, was I just a pawn in your attempt to prove whatever point you were trying to prove? And this person said, no, you were more like a bishop or something, or no, you were more like a queen. And that's when I hung up the phone, because as I'm looking at the statement on my screen at the bottom right there, as I'm looking at that, there's nothing in that statement that I think is humorous, that I think is worthy to be made a joke of. There's nothing comical about that statement. Any part of that statement is not comical. It's not meant to be joked about. And if you disagree with me, then please don't make these jokes around me. Just people in general. There's nothing funny about my experience in the military. There's nothing funny about my disability. There's nothing funny about whatever job status I have at any given point in my life. None of this is funny. None of this is okay to joke about. And it really doesn't matter what I say in this video, because it, like I said before, it can't be undone. And now it's stuck with me now. It's like stuck in the back of my mind, and I don't know how to get rid of it. I don't know if I ever will be able to get rid of it. I just don't understand how, like, if this was an acquaintance, if this was just some person on the street, obviously how would they know this information? But if they were just some person on the street, I mean, then I could maybe brush it off. But this came from someone who claims to be me being one of their best friends, and this is not how best friends treat each other. This is not how people treat each other. And I keep running this statement, this one sentence through my mind multiple times. I'm looking at it on the screen right now, and there's nothing that I can see that would make this like if I said this statement when I was doing some stand-up comedy, like where's the punchline? Where's the cue for me to start laughing? I don't know. 3 out of 4 of the parts of the sentence that are false, I guess that by some math that is the same thing as 4 out of 4. I'm not really sure. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this. This video is going on way too long as per usual, but I mean, it just seems so, like I said before, unprovoked and malicious. It seems like I wronged someone so much that they intentionally tried to think of the most hurtful statement that they could think of to make to me. And now it's mine. And I can't go to the store and return it. I can't erase it from my memory. Like, it's stuck with me now. And what am I supposed to do with this? I don't want this statement. I mean, any ideas? Bueller? Is there a famous Bueller in the classroom? I mean, like, am I overreacting? Like, do I not have a right to be mad in this situation because this statement that is 3/4 false? I just don't. I don't get it. If it's a joke, I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like I was personally and verbally attacked, and I don't know who I upset or what I did wrong to deserve it. The statement in general. I don't know. I'm just watching the seconds go up on this video. We're at 22 minutes and 15 seconds now. So I hope people understand why I can't let this statement go, because it shouldn't have been said in the first place. But because it was, there's no getting rid of it now. And I mean, I don't know. Is a false truth a lie? Was the lie intentional? Was the false truth meant to be hurtful, malicious? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. In one aspect, I don't want to end this video because I know making this video, yes, it will temporarily make me feel better. But when the video is done, when the replays are done, when the editing is done, I don't do any editing. But when the editing is done, the statement will still be in my memory. And that's unfortunate. Well, take care, guys. If you've been wondering why I've been somewhat distant and non-replying to stuff, I just haven't been in the mood. I just haven't really been in a talking mood, to be honest. And hopefully this explains why. And I don't want anyone else to think I'm purposely ignoring them or I'm mad at them, because the main thing that is bothering me is a statement. And sometimes I wish I had more friends who are in the military, who, whether those be online friends or not, who could tell me that. I don't know what they could tell me, actually, but just to tell me that maybe this isn't a big deal. Maybe it's okay to joke about this, even though I don't think it is. I don't know. 25 minutes, that's my limit. Alright, guys. Talk to you later.